Hi, everyone. We'll get started in just a minute here. Let people kind of trickle in. Thanks for joining us. Okay, can everyone hear? Sound okay? Okay, great. Okay, well, I think we will get started and people can keep coming in. So hi team, thanks for being here today. We're going to cover the MCAT, which is everyone's favorite topic, and I hope I can provide you all with some guidance on how to really set yourself up for success and pass on some MCAT pearls that I've learned over the years when studying for it, and helping folks as well prepare. Okay, so my hope is that after this workshop, you'll have a really solid idea of kind of the MCAT basics, what the structure looks like, think about some prep resources you might want to invest in and use, and learn how to approach a study schedule as well. And then remember to engage in self-care throughout this process. Okay, and here is the schedule for med school week. So be sure to sign up for some of these other sessions as well. Okay, so here's our agenda for the evening. So I'm going to cover MCAT overview, and then prep resources, how to design an MCAT study schedule, and then some self-care tips during this process. And a little bit about me. So my name is Hannah. I'm currently an M1 at Harvard Med School in their Pathways program. I'm originally from Seattle, and I came out here to Boston to go to undergrad at Tufts, where I majored in biopsychology. And then I graduated in 2020 and took 3 years off and worked as a clinical research coordinator at McLean Hospital, which is also here in Boston. And I was mostly working on substance use disorder projects, with a focus on opioid use disorder studies. So I took the MCAT in April of 2021 and then started my application process, the cycle, in May 2022. And then I also have this picture down here because I really like to run in my free time. That was from a 200-mile relay race with some friends that I did a few years back. Okay. So let's dive in. So please feel free to put some questions in the chat and I'll try to get to them throughout, but most likely I'll answer a lot at the end as well, and I'll make sure we have time for questions. Okay. So the MCAT has 4 sections, always in the same order. That's chemical and physical foundations of biological systems, critical analysis and reading skills, or CARS. And this is the only section, the CARS section, that's not content-based, which means that you don't have to come into the exam with any specific content knowledge, just your reading comprehension skills and an understanding of how to tackle these passages. So they actually really love to give passages about niche topics so they can ensure that they're really assessing how well you were able to understand the passage, identify themes and main points, understand the narrator's point of view, see how the author used evidence to back up their claims, all that sort of thing. So this takes practice, but no specific memorization. And then the biological and biochemical foundations of living systems, psychological, social, and biological foundations of behavior. So each section is 90 or 95 minutes with 53 or 59 questions, most of which are passage-based questions, which I'll get to in a bit, and all of which are multiple choice questions. So the MCAT is a really long exam, which is honestly one of its biggest challenges. The total content time is 6 hours and 15 minutes. But then when you add in the 10-minute breaks between the sections and 1 30-minute lunch break, it's actually about 7 hours and 30 minutes total. So that's a long time and requires some stamina to be able to sit an exam that long. So each section is scored completely separately, from 472 to 528. Don't ask me why that's the scoring structure, but that's just how it is. So for each section, the 50th percentile falls around 125, which means that the total score 50th percentile falls around 500. So each section score does matter. That doesn't mean that you can't have areas of some strength and areas that are a little more challenging for you personally, but you can't really like make up for a lower score in one section by scoring really highly in another section. Schools really like to see consistency across sections. And as I'll mention a little later, having a lower score on one section, like a significantly lower score, is one potential reason to consider retaking the exam. So the exam costs $330 to sign up, and you take it as at a designated testing site, and definitely best to sign up a few months in advance. So how often can you take it? You can take the MCAT up to 3 times per year, up to 4 times during a 2-year period, and then 7 times in your lifetime, which I highly wouldn't recommend doing, but that is the max number you can take in your lifetime. Okay. So here is the question breakdown by topic. So when you kind of look at all of the 230 questions in the entire exam, this is about how they break down by topic. So as you can see, topics like biology, biochem, and psychology are going to be high yield topics, and this should help guide your studying. You definitely want to feel really strong in these high yield topic areas and maybe spend a little bit less time on something like organic chemistry and physics that you're going to see fewer questions on.